What's up, Roxstars? It's Rox, and I am coming to you with the 26th installment of Black Girls on Television. I know it's late, you guys. Last week was rough for your girl. And then today, I'm tired because my son is sick. He has a super sensitive stomach. He get that from his daddy, because mama got a stomach of steel. But anyway, we were up all night with him and the stomach, so, yeah, today I knew I needed to do this video. Plus, you guys are pressuring me to do a damn Lemonade review. I feel like I fucking need to watch the damn video, movie, whatever you call it, over again because I need to process it a little bit more. So I don't know, you guys. I had just planned on putting it in my top of the blog. The way life is rolling today, it probably won't be anything special, extra until top of the blog. So I don't know, but we'll see. We'll play it by ear. Maybe on Wednesday, but Love and Hip Hop is tomorrow. Anyway, you guys, we're not here for all that today. We here for Black Girls on Television. And how about it's only 4 episodes left, I think, on both Scandal and Empire. So we about to end. Black Girls on Television is going to be on hiatus, as well as the Real Housewives franchise. So then I'm going to be down to 2 videos a week. So I might have to... Now, I know I can't just do 2 videos a week, honey. That's cutting too much into my coins. I'm going to have to figure out something. But yeah, we got another month. But yes, coming to a close, y'all. Anyway, we'll figure all that out later. Let's get to it, shall we? Empire seems so damn long ago. I don't even really remember what happened. So let's see. Rhonda is over at Anika's house, and Anika is being the concerned friend trying to help Rhonda through this rough and troubled time. Rhonda says that even though the Reverend did get him convinced that he needed to take his medication, it still ain't, something ain't right there. While they're talking, Andre shows up. Anika gives them their privacy. Okay, and they're talking. He's not staying home either. He's got some issues with the church. He's just not quite sure how he want to roll no more. So it's best that he don't hang around the pastor as much. But he misses Rhonda. He wants to work it out. I think Rhonda misses Andre too. She misses the old them. Okay, what they used to have before all this shit got, all turned around and topsy-turvy. While they're talking, though, Anika is in the bathroom. She's throwing up. Oh, God. What's wrong with you, Anika? Well, you guessed it. She's pregnant. Oh, and who's the daddy? Hakeem's the daddy. Now, Lucius is campaigning. He's trying to become the CEO again of Empire. So he's having a party with the shareholders, and after they see the video, it's so gritty, it's so grimy, it's so real, true to life. It's your life, Lucius, and we want you back. He's trying to act like, hard to get. Oh yeah, I'll think about it. But Hakeem's who you guys put in there, seems like he might be the one for the job. Oh no, Lucius, we want you to come back. Cookie comes by after the party, and she's just like, you know what, nigga, you not slick. You trying to overthrow your son? What's your plans? He tells her he don't really have no plans, but we already know how Lucius is. She also tells him that she's mad that, he got Frida around her boys. He was like, I ain't had nothing to do with Frank Gathers. I wasn't there when he died. Ain't nobody put that on me. Well, Cookie doesn't want her around her boys. She's dangerous. And to show that she's dangerous, we get a scene with Fantasia Loaf when she is at the barber. She's a barber. They got this fucking throne set up to Frank Gathers. Okay, old boy walks in and sits in the chair. They tell him, you can't sit there. That's Frank Gathers' spot. And he was just like, what? Frank Gathers is not even here no more. He is dead. Like, why we can't sit here? I don't understand. I said, oh Lord, why he say that, y'all? Frida had to be like, nigga, do you understand English? We said get the fuck up, okay? And to prove her point, she go on and pistol whip him, bust him in the head, they throw him out, okay? I guess he learned today. Now, Cookie, because she's concerned about Fantasia Loaf, she's trying to convince Jamal not to work with her. Okay, he's like, nah, mama, don't worry about it. It's all good. Hakeem is running the business meetings, and he seemed to have it all, all together. After the meeting, Andre comes back. He tells him he's all, he's back 100%. He got his medication. He's good. They ask him, did you talk to Dad? Did you work it out? He was like, I haven't talked to him yet, but, I'm going to give him a chance. He's a good Christian. But, Hakeem, I gotta warn you, your daddy, he's coming for that neck. Got to do something at this shareholders meeting that's gonna be over the top. And, Hakeem was like, well, I got, I got all my designs for Cleopatra and Anthony. So, yeah, I think that's gonna be the ticket for the, selling the shareholders. But not so fast, of course. Lucius, always a step ahead of his boys. He's already had Thirsty go and rob the warehouse and steal all the clothes for Cleopatra and Anthony. Hakeem is pissed when he finds out. He goes to his dad. You think I'm gonna let you push me out like that? Give me my shit back. Lucius is poking at him, prodding at him like, oh, you the big time CEO. You gonna go and tell the police? We call them snitches around here. I'd have been like, oh, I guess that's what the fuck I am. Nigga, we ain't on the streets. I don't give a fuck if you call me a snitch. Give me my shit back. But I guess it means something to the rapper and Hakeem, y'all. So he was just like, oh, well, you're not gonna push me out that easily. And right while he's fussing with Lucius, he gets a call from Senorita. She says that their tour buses was stopped, and I guess the bus with all the equipment and the stage production and all that shit was stopped, and evidently there was supposedly drugs on the bus. So, you know, Hakeem was like, you put drugs on my buses? Lucius was just like, hey, you want to stomp with the big dogs? This is how the big dogs roll. Hakeem got so much to learn. Now, did I tell you guys about the real corny scene of Jamal and Fantasia Loaf performing in the barbershop? I was just like, what barbershop is gonna let them be doing all of that? Ain't nobody saying nothing. Maybe they scared that the bitch gonna pistol whip them too. But anyway, they got this thing going, y'all. They work together like this. They fit like this, y'all. He's excited. He's got the song. Cookie still doesn't want them to work together. So she gets some big time rapper by the name of Stacey Run Run. I'm imagining she's on par with Nicki Minaj of today. She brings her down the Empire. Jamal sees her. He's got stars in his eyes. Oh my God, Stacey Run Run. She's gonna work on a song with me. Maybe we can move Fantasia Loaf down a couple of songs and put Stacey Run Run at the beginning. And Cookie's just like, nah, baby, we can't do that. She has an exclusivity deal. Can only have one female rapper on your album. Well, this is a problem. He wants this big time rapper on his album, but of course he feels like him and Fantasia Loaf have something going on. But of course the desire to be a chart topping artist has beat him out, and he goes and tells Fantasia Loaf, listen, I got Stacey Run Run and she's got an exclusivity deal. I promise, you know, you're gonna be off this album, but I promise I'm gonna come back to you. You know what? Fantasia Loaf, she lets him off the hook. Dang, she's big time. That's major. Oh no, you can't let that go. I understand. It's, you know, no, you don't worry about me. I'm good. You go and you work with Stacey Run Run. She didn't really have an attitude, but you could tell she was hurt. And then what we will designate as one of the corniest scenes on the show. You know, every episode they have an extremely whack and corny scene. I'm sure it was supposed to be touching, but it was Andre and his dad, Lucius, at his grandmother's grave. And Andre is talking to his grandmother. Hey, Granny. I know you didn't know me, but I have the same mental problems as you. There's medications today that would have helped you, and I'm sad that I didn't get to meet you. Listen, I got a heart like everybody else, you guys, and I was just like, oh, okay. He finishes his speech to his granny. Lucius tells him, I need your help, and Andre's like, I'm not going to help you at all. And Lucius is like, well, I understand, you know, you loyal to your brothers and, you know, because you're a good Christian. And he notices a hint of doubt in Andre's eyes. And he says, oh, are you? Wait a minute, what is this? Is this motherfucker backsliding already? Okay, so then he plays that up. Oh, you got a little problem with God. I don't understand how you can believe in God anyway. He lets your wife fall down the stairs and your baby's dead, and you know, you got all kind of problems. Now, what you up here worshiping somebody that would treat you like that for? You can only count on yourself. Me and you, we can count on each other. We can do this together. Andre got that I'm not sure what I'm gonna do look in his face, but I was just like, poor Andre. That child need to be off and really take care of his mental issues. Anyway, we still got to get Hakeem ready for this damn shareholders meeting. He's going to have people perform, but that's not enough. All right, you got to give them some hard numbers. Well, what they going to say? That the guy, all his shit got stolen? No, you can't say that. All right, Hakeem is getting frustrated. He's fussing at his people. You know, Cookie was like, y'all go on somewhere. Then she comes back. She's like, you better get it to fuck together. Okay, you are acting like a child. I was like, maybe because he is. I mean, the motherfucker ain't had a birthday yet on this damn show. So he's somewhere around 19. He's running a multi-million-dollar company. Okay, what do you expect him to act like? He's frustrated. Get that shit together. Okay, you got to talk to these shareholders, so you know. Man up. That's my man up right there, y'all. That's be Horde. I want you to be Horde. Now, Jamal, he's excited about working with Stacey Run Run. Yeah, he does feel bad about Fantasia Loaf, but she seems to kind of understand. He gets to the studio, And he's ready to do this song with Stacey Run Run, and she's not there. She's on tour across the seas somewhere. What the fuck, where is she? Oh, she won't be here, but she already laid down her part. You just add your parts in. He was, wait a minute, I thought we was working together. Baby, this is what they do all the time. People can lay tracks in their bed if they want to. Just get in the studio and do it. Okay, so he gets in the studio, but y'all, he ain't feeling it. It ain't like this. He tries the song a couple of times, and he's looking over at the mic. It's empty over there. We know Fantasia Loaf would have been there. So he tells his mom, you know what, I can't do this. He goes back, he tells Fantasia Loaf, look, I know I told you that I didn't want your ass before, but yeah, that shit with Stacey Run Run didn't work out, so now I'm ready to bring you back. What you say? Well, Fantasia Loaf, because she's been disappointed too many times from his dad, now him, she ain't really too ready to just jump back in the studio with him. So she was like, yeah, well, yeah, I'll think about it. I guess Jamal had to find out the hard way that you just can't do what you want to do and hurt people's feelings and then act like ain't nothing happened. Now, what might be the second corniest scene of the show is when Andre and Rhonda, he still has a little bit of Christian heart in him. He gets the family together. He's hoping that they will understand, that they will take into consideration what's about to happen. Okay, it's Lucius, it's Cookie, it's Jamal, it's Hakeem. Okay, it's Andre, it's Rhonda, and then walks in Anika. She tells him that she's pregnant by Hakeem. Cookie is pissed off, like, what the fuck? You don't use a damn condom, stupid ass. Tells Hakeem that. It doesn't seem to be any doubt in anybody's mind that Anika is pregnant by Hakeem. Of course, Lucius sitting there. Wasn't it dirty the way Lucius told Jamal that the little girl wasn't his? I was just like, oh my God. You know, Jamal's like, we need to find the other heir. Okay, well, she ain't really the heir, but she probably is the heir, because didn't we find out that Lucius was... What did we find out about that, y'all? I'm telling you, that shit was so long ago, even though it wasn't. I don't know why I didn't forgot. But anyway, she's just hoping that, you know, they'll accept this little bastard baby. I shouldn't call it a bastard baby, should I? She's hoping that, you know, they'll welcome the new baby into the family, even though she used to be with Lucius and she fucked his son. Hey, little things can be worked out, can't they? She leave that on them. Okay, I want y'all to think about it, marinate on that. Now, it's a shareholders meeting. Tiana performs. Tiana actually is the only one on the show whose music I have continued to at least be able to tolerate. She performs, and then Cookie comes out. She warms up the crowd for the shareholders. You know, everybody's out there. They frenzy. They happy. She introduces her son, Hakeem. And, you know, Hakeem comes out, and this is it now. He's on stage, and, you know, they throwing out questions at him, and he's answering them with no problem. And then all of a sudden, we got Lucius. Okay, Lucius is part shareholder, even though it's a very small amount. He still is a, you know, he still is an owner of the shares, which means that he could be there. So he starts asking Hakeem all these questions that are difficult for him to answer, questions, of course, that he wouldn't know. At first, he starts out looking, it's pretty good. He got the answers, but as time goes on, okay, he gets to falling apart. Lucius makes him look crazy, all the way to the point where everybody is cheering for Lucius to come back as CEO. Cookie is there. She's like, oh my God, this can't happen. She gets up on stage and she tries to calm everybody down. Listen, okay. This is my husband. He is definitely a living legend. This is my son. He deserves your respect. They can co-CEO together, and you guys go on and work with them together. So you know what? The shareholders seem to be happy with that. So everybody cheers. That poor Hakeem was there just looking as stupid as can be. Okay, really like a kid. If he didn't show his age at that time, I know something. Okay, he was molded. Okay, scratch the neck. And then after the shareholders meeting is over, the board finally votes on the CEO again. They vote Hakeem out. So Lucius is back in place. He's happy. Hakeem is upset. Cookie was just like, you ought to be fucking ashamed of yourself, what you do to your boys all the time. But we knew that this is how it was going to end anyway. Now, Anika, when she gets home from wherever she is for the day, she walks in her house and she finds Lucius there. He was just like, oh, you didn't think you was just going to come to my house and drop a bomb like that and I wasn't going to pay you the same respects? Basically, he threatens her. What I want you to do is have a baby, give it to Hakeem. I'm going to give you $10 million. You can go on about your business. She was just like, oh, hell no. Okay, this baby has gave me strength. Now I know I can handle it. And besides, I'm sure if I kept the baby, it'll be worth way more than that. They have a big argument about, you know, probably what they should have talked about a long time ago, her sleeping with Beretti. He could have forgave her for that, but then she slept with Hakeem. I don't understand why she thought that everything was going to be okay after that. She was just like, you pushed me, you did this, you know. So they have this whole conversation, but she tries to throw the threat back on him. I worked for you. I lived with you. I saw your paperwork. I saw your dirty deeds. Okay, I got 5 years of shit on you. Act froggish if you want to, nigga. I will tell the police everything, and I haven't said anything yet. He was just like, oh, don't think you about to threaten me, baby girl. Many women don't even make it through childbirth. Okay. You saw what happened to Rhonda. He didn't say that, but I was just like, ooh, girl, child, you best be careful. So yeah, Lucius had to leave her on that note, bitch, don't try it. And then lastly, you guys, we get a scene where we see Thirsty. He goes to what looks like a mental home. Immediately, I'm like, oh, the mama ain't dead. Sure enough, he leaves some money for Mrs. W. Is Mrs. W okay? Yeah, Miss W is okay. Would you like to see her? No, I don't want to see her. Okay, but he kind of looks out the corner of his eye, and we see Mrs. W over there. She's humming to herself. An elderly lady in a wheelchair, but very pretty. Somebody who definitely could be Lucius's mama. And she's just kind of in her own mind singing a song. That's that, you guys. Evidently, Lucius' mama, she's still alive. He's been taking care of her, keeping her, you know, stuffed away at some mental facility and making sure that her bills are all paid. So that's it, you guys. Empire, I think that this will be the last season. So y'all, we better enjoy these next 4 episodes, because after that, I think I'm done. You guys, if this wasn't the most disturbing episode of Scandal, I haven't been this disturbed in a long time. And basically, it was just about Jake's upbringing, how he's become where he is, so controlled and manipulated by Eli Pope, Daddy Pope, Papa Pope, evil ass Pope. That's what the fuck his name should be. I'm telling you, he's terrible, you guys. It's terrible. Anyway, the show opens. Jake is a baby or a little boy, and you hear his parents fighting inside the house. Okay, he's outside playing with some little army figures. And you get the feeling that his whole life has been domestic violence and abuse. I'm going to be going back and forth between flashbacks. They was trying to pull old How to Get Away with Murder with us and this shit. Y'all stay with me. It ain't hard to understand, but it's just a lot of going back and forth. In the present, we see him taking care of Olivia. Olivia is at her daddy's house, and the room is still set up when she was like a little teeny tiny girl. Got a twin-size bed and everything. I was just like, what the fuck? Nobody changed the bedrooms up when motherfuckers grow up and go somewhere. I mean, I understand if she was still in college. Fuck! Olivia's got to be in her 30s on the show, right? So, yeah, I was just like, oh, okay, Shonda. All right, child. They trying to get her up, get her out, get moving. She's still upset, you know, that we assuming that she's upset that she's killed old boy with the chair. But even in her fragile condition, Papa Pope lets her know that, hey, Vanessa and Jake getting married this weekend. We had to move that shit up. Okay, so yeah, I know you ain't feeling too good or nothing, but yeah, the wedding is in 3 days. Oh shit. She gets up, all of a sudden she has energy. She's like, I'm gonna go for a jog. She runs down the street somewhere, and then she meets the gladiators. Well, just Huck, of course, and Quinn. Okay, you need to figure out what's going on with Vanessa and Jake. All right, it's not because of the money. You know, it's more than that. I need to know what that is. Now, we get a flashback of Jake when he first meets Papa Pope. And Jake, we get the feeling that he's been a fuck-up. He's been a fighter. He's kind of just all over the place. He's in the military. They about to put his ass out for beating up the congressman's son or nephew or something like that, okay? He didn't know all that. All he knew was he was fucking somebody up. When Papa Pope has his record, you know, and he reads everything on it, he's letting them know about all the shit that he's done and, you know, how he's there to save them. You know, you come work for me. Jake was like, I ain't coming to work for some old underground black ops shit. No, thank you. I'm gonna stay here. Okay, well, they gonna put your ass out. So either you gonna go out and be a nothing out there, or you come on with me and I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna get you together. When it looks like Jake is about to get out of place, you know, Papa Pope had to put him in order real fast. He slams him up against the wall and he was like, listen, you can be their bitch and you can be mine. But you gonna be somebody's bitch, obviously, and I might have to fuck you up in this room to let you know exactly what that will be. Jake is not stupid, so he decides to be Eli's bitch. Now, back to the present. This wedding is gonna be a big deal. It's the wedding of the decade out there in Washington, and they only have 90 friends coming, but they got half of Washington, D.C. It's gonna be something like 600 people at the wedding. So they figure they got to step shit up. Okay, that means that, you know, Olivia's got to turn on her manipulation. I guess it's the pre-dinner. It's the dinner before the wedding. She's supposed to be getting dressed to go. You know, Jake and Vanessa, they're dressed, they're ready to walk out. Jake goes to check on Olivia one last time. Well, she's in her room, it's clothes everywhere, and she can't go. She can't get dressed. She can't go back to the White House, quivery mouth and all. She tells him, you know, you go on ahead, and of course he doesn't want to leave his Olivia like that because he loves her, right? Right when it's time for them to leave, you know, Vanessa comes and knocks on the door like, you know, what are you doing in there? So he goes out and he's like, hey, I know we about to get married and all, but you go on ahead without me. I'll catch up. What the fuck you talking about? Why are you always in there with her? Why is she here? Because it's her fucking daddy's house. Why is Jake there? If we're going to be asking any questions, do you see any resemblance between Jake and Eli? She's fussing at him. Hell no, you coming with me. I don't understand. I'm tired of you always worrying about Olivia. Jake comes up while they're arguing. She was just like, well, maybe you can talk some sense into him. And she storms off. Jake tells Papa Pope, you know what, maybe it's too soon. Maybe we don't need to do it like this. And Papa Pope was like, no, sir, you agreed to this and we are men of our word. So you are going to be getting married in a couple of days. Okay, so, you know, you thinking to yourself as a viewer, like, why are you letting, you as a grown man, why are you letting this grown man just punk you like that? But I'm about to explain to you why Jake is that way. We get another flashback of Jake with Papa Pope. And you know what? Eli is just really breaking this man down and fucking him up and stripping him down of all of his everything. He beats the hell out of him anytime that he can. He talks to him like he's shit, the same way that his father was. And again, when Jake tries to fight back, honey, Eli Show takes control of the situation, beats his ass, and then when he's down on the ground, he was like, honey, nobody takes command. Yeah, he been saying that shit for a long time. I felt so bad for Jake, you guys, but I mean, I guess it was necessary for what Eli needed Jake to do. Back to the present at the party, you know, Jake is having a conversation with Fitz, and I think that this conversation is going to be the conversation that eventually Jake will remember and realize that Olivia is lying at the end. I know I'm jumping ahead, but we'll get to that in a minute. But Jake tells Fitz that he loves Olivia. Did he tell her? I think he was saying it along them lines if he didn't just come right out and say it. Fitz says that he's glad that it's just done, okay? He feels free now. You ain't got to worry about Melly or Olivia. I think that this is something that we're going to need to remember because I think it's going to be important in the long run. But anyway, when Jake gets home from the party, for whatever reason, Vanessa's not with him and Papa Pope isn't there. Isn't that convenient? Olivia, she's drunk on the floor. Come on down here and get drunk with me. Jake ain't never been able to turn his Olivia down, so he gets on down there, and of course she's drunk and she's babbling about him. You can't get married unless she's the one for you, and maybe that is the kind of person that you want, and maybe I'm tripping, and you know, so she's kind of playing on him, trying to get him to say some shit about why him and Vanessa's getting married. And of course she was just like trying to pin it to him, and eventually he can't take it no more, and he says, I don't love her. Then that's when her expression changes, and he was like, oh, ain't this some shit? You done duped me. She was just like, what is my father's plan? So then he goes on and tells her, well, your father has decided to put me on the ticket as the vice president with your old boy. I was like, hey, Olivia, you done put miles on that coochie with all these, you know, presidents and presidents to be. She was just like, you can't do this. All right, why are you doing what my father says? And you know, he was just like, I love you. You're the only person that I love. But you've never chosen me. You've never wanted to be with me. We've done horrible things to each other. We've said horrible things to each other. And you know, I'm still always here. Okay, just like Boo Boo the Fool. She just looking at him, and then she walks off and she just says, you can't marry her. She goes up to her room and she's pondering, she's thinking she can't take it no more. She goes out to the hallway, and who should be standing there but Jake? They go to each other like a moth to the flame, and you know, it's on in that hallway. I just thought for sure that daddy was gonna come around that corner and whip everybody's ass, but yeah, he didn't. Where was Papa Pope? Now the next morning when she goes down for breakfast, she's all post-coital, her and Jake. They googly eyeing at each other. You know how when you just fuck somebody on the low and you don't want nobody else to know? Papa Pope is all excited about this wedding. He's on his way to go get fitted for the tux. When he leaves, what are we gonna do? What now? Let's just sit here. Let's just have breakfast. Let's just enjoy each other's company. We get another flashback of Papa Pope beating the hell out of Jake. This time we find out a little bit more about his father, how his father was beating the mama. He was molesting the sister. Evidently Jake was a few years older than the sister. He didn't do anything to help the sister. I'm imagining because he was terrified of his drunk ass, strong ass, crazy ass daddy. But of course, Papa Pope uses that against him and pretty much blames him for that. You didn't try to help your sister. Okay, what kind of man are you? Okay, I mean, just breaks him down totally. Now, this is after he's been in the hole for a month. Okay, so he's already fucked up from being in the hole for a month, which I'm imagining is just in a dark room for damn 30 days. And then he comes out into this. He breaks him completely down to the point where Jake is crying. And then when he's completely torn of all of everything, Papa Pope tells him, you know what, I'm not going to do what your father did to you. And he gives him a hug and he's like, I'm here for you. And basically, I'm your father now. And Jake, because he don't have nothing left, he just holds on to him with, desperation and just, he needs Eli. I felt so bad for him. And this is the first time that Eli has been around that I really honestly wanted something bad to happen to him. Now, at the present, Jake tells Olivia, what do you want to do? Do you want to be with me or not? Okay, I'm not going to marry your girl if you tell me not to. Yes, I want to be with you. She decides that she wants to be happy. So they go and work with the gladiators. Okay, we got to figure out a way to get him out this wedding. Okay, with my father not thinking, that Jake is good enough to put on the ticket. So they decide on Jake leaving the wife at the altar. When Jake leaves, Hook is like, are you sure this is what you want, Olivia? Because, you got the ways of some old undecided hoe that just jump from nigga to nigga every time. We need to know exactly what's what because Jake, he deserves better. I'm getting my words together. She's like, no, I'm sure. I just want to be happy. Another flashback. Once Jake has finished all his training, I'm assuming for B613, Eli has decided that this is the moment where he can actually be in B613. Are you ready, son? You do have a choice. You can go back to your regular life, or back with your crazy ass family. You can grow to get older, work a regular 9 to 5, have beer on the weekends with your boys, or you can be a part of this organization that's taken care of you and done so much for you. And I think he's surprised that Jake turns around, tells him thanks for everything, and walks out the door. We think that he's going back to his regular life, a 9 to 5, like Papa Pope said. Nope, Jake took his ass home, walked in the door of his family's house. You hear 2 gunshots, pow pow. When he walks back out the door, he's got blood spattered on the front of his nice white, crisp, clean Navy uniform. Was it the Navy or the Air Force? One of them uniforms. And then he reaches down and he gets his little army figures that I guess he used to hide away in a little porch or whatever. And I guess he's made his decision right. He goes back. He has decided that he's going to be a part of B613. So that was the graduation of Jake being just a regular person into, fully engrossed into the B613 movement. Now let's get to this wedding of the century. So Olivia's sitting there. She's got this smug look on her face like, wait till my daddy find this out. Except Papa Pope already knows. He tells her, I know what you're going to do. I'm not stupid. This wedding is happening. You're not stopping shit. If you do stop anything here, then I will kill Jake myself. I will slit his neck because I refuse to let him be average. He's too great for that. If he's gonna be average, then he's gonna be dead. So Olivia now, she is very worried because she knows that her father's crazy enough to do it. So she goes, she finds Jake, and she was like, we can't do this. And he was just like, well, what happened? What did Rowan say to you? She was just like, nothing, we can't do this. It's silly. I should never even mentioned it. And he was just like, wait, well, why are you doing this? And then she goes on, drives the knife even deeper. And she's like, I don't love you. There's only one man for me, and it's Fitz. I love him. He's the man that I want to be with. That's the person I always compare you to. I never choose you because you don't deserve me. I'm too good for you. I can do whatever I want to, whenever I want to you, and you will always come back to me. I mean, what kind of woman wants a man that just always does and says whatever she wants him to do and say? Yeah, I don't want you at all. You go on and you get married to your little prissy, regular girl, and leave me the fuck alone. And he's just standing there with his mouth open like, I cannot believe that this is happening. Olivia, she rushes out right while she's walking out. Fitz is like, is everything okay? And she is just like, yes, everything's fine. But you know how she gets when she's like, she's walking and she's out of breath and she's quivering, honey. She's a fucking mess. And then the wedding goes off without a hitch. Jake and Vanessa are now Mr. and Mrs. I tell you, I felt so bad. But I'm telling you, it was a really good episode. It really took me back to the old Shonda ways, but man, it was terrible. I really wanted Eli to die, and something tells me that the only way that they can get him out of their hair is if they kill him. Once Jake gets out of this cloud of being so hurt by Olivia and starts thinking clearly again, I think he's going to realize that Rowan did something to Olivia to make her change her mind, even though she's so fucking wishy-washy and always changes her mind. I think he's going to finally realize it, and then they're going to realize that they need to do something about Eli. Very good episode. What did you guys think about it? All right, you guys, let me get off of here, get back to work. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.